All right, ready? I don't care about your feelings.
That was so odd. You'd be left of Lenin.
I can't believe you said that. Oh, jeez.
You have no power here.
What? Just two brothers.
It's just two brothers.
All right, we have a winner for the Daily Dumpster Fire. It was really close. It was very, very close. Francis Haugen, you almost won it. You were right neck and neck, but when it came down to the wire, you didn't win it because you didn't commit treason like Mark Milley. General Mark Milley, you have won the Daily Dumpster Fire. How? By being yourself. So what did Mark Milley do?
Turns out General Mark Milley, remember he is the chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, he committed literal treason while under the Trump administration.
And admits it.
Yeah.
You can't forget that part. And openly admits that he did it.
Well, he tries to cover it up and he tries to mince his words, but it's not good enough. So this came from Bob Woodward's book that kind of enlightened us on this and has led to some serious questions. And so here's kind of what happened. Twice in the final months of the Trump administration, the country's top military officer, Milley, was so fearful that President Trump's actions might spark a war with China that he moved urgently to avert armed conflict. In a pair of secret phone calls, Mark Milley, the chairman, Joint Chiefs of Staff, assured his Chinese counterpart, who is a general in the Chinese military, I'm not going to try and pronounce his name, I'm just going to butcher it, so of the People's Liberation Army, that the United States would not strike according to the new book. So, that's what happened. He called up the Chinese general and said, hey, don't worry, we are not going to attack you. Because apparently, China was concerned that Trump was going to attack. And, you can see Milley and Pelosi both talking about this over the phone, saying that they both felt that he was, the president was mentally unstable. And then, even though, according to his testimony in front of Congress, he apparently knew that the president wasn't going to attack China. He literally said it under oath. He knew that he wasn't going to attack China. Then, add on top of that, when testifying about Afghanistan, Milley goes on to say, the president doesn't have to agree with advice just because we're generals. This country doesn't want generals to figure out which orders they're going to follow and what ones they're not.
Now, he was saying that in reference to, there were some questions brought up about President Plank pulling, out the military in the Afghanistan deal. So after he went and said that, hey, I contacted China because I was concerned because China was concerned that Trump was going to attack them, which he did on his own. He contacted them without Trump's knowledge, who was president. Then they asked this same guy after President Plank pulled out of Afghanistan, what were the suggestions, who advised Biden, and he said, and that's where he said that, when he said that the president doesn't have to agree with his generals, and it's not the generals' jobs to actually call the shots in the end, is what he summed it up as. So that's the reference there. That's how those two things tie together.
Well, yeah, I mean, and he was talking because, remember, President Plank said that the military advisors were all in agreement with his handling of Afghanistan, and then both the CENTCOM commander McKenzie and Joint Chiefs of Staff Milley both testified under oath that Biden was advised to leave a troop presence of roughly 2,500 troops in Afghanistan. So, which either way, it wasn't going to be good for him, because on the one hand, either he wasn't getting any counter information and you had just a big old Democrat groupthink going on that the president was listening to, or he was being given information and he just wasn't listening to it and then he was lying to you, which the second is what actually happened.
So how did he commit treason?
Oh, well, as we know, treason is when you assist an enemy at your own country's expense.
So treason, for those of you in Portland, is insider trading, but with government facts.
He thought the president was mentally unstable and decided to call up the general of China and reassure them and tip our hand. Tip our hand that we weren't going to attack them. Let me tell you, there are multiple things that are wrong here. Because firstly, he knew that the president wasn't going to do it. So immediately he tipped our hand. A lot of people say that they didn't like the President Trump because he was too unpredictable. His unpredictability is what made him a good negotiator and is what kept countries like China, North Korea, kept them all in check because they didn't know what he was going to do. The element of surprise, while important in military, is also important in negotiation and not tipping your hand or telling your opponent what you're going to do. So the fact that China thought that Trump might attack them, immediately means that Trump had them where he wanted them. And Milley decided, oh, you know what? We're not going to do it. We're going to tip our hand. And then let's add on top of that. The next thing he says is he felt that the president was mentally unstable. Who is he to say that what mental stability is and is not? Who gave him the authority to choose if someone is mentally stable or not? We have things that you can do if you think that he is incompetent, mainly the 25th Amendment. But he is not the person to say what is and is not as it comes to mental stability.
Because the fact of the matter is that the president was in office. That's still his position. If we're going to talk about mental stability of a president, we could get into a discussion right now. We could really have a good discussion about mental stability. President Plank doesn't even know where he is.
They're just bringing him out. It's Plank.
If you want to talk about that. Yeah, exactly. So, either way, that wasn't his decision to make, and what he did was then he committed treason. I don't want to cause a conspiracy here, but I wonder if he was paid. I wonder if they paid him. I wonder if he was a paid informant. In one way or another, I would guess that that's the case. Now, no one will ever know the answer to that, and that's just a theory, because it just seems really odd. Like, why would you do that? Why, as a sitting general, why would you contact China and be like, you know what, everybody, we're good. We ain't actually gonna do nothing here. So you can continue doing all of your communist stuff there, and no one's going to say anything. It's all a lie. It's just a front. We don't want to keep you guessing, so don't worry about it. Why would you ever do that? That abandons any sort of logic. It abandons any sort of justification that somebody might give for it, too. Saying that, Trump was unstable, so I had to take matters into my own hands. The matter that should be taken into somebody's hands is he should be treated like the Rosenbergs. For those of you in Portland, the Rosenbergs are the last people to be ever tried for treason. It was a husband and wife team of spies that were working for Russia. And do you know what happened to the Rosenbergs?
I don't. Could you tell me?
What is the punishment for treason? The punishment for treason is execution. That is what happened to the Rosenbergs. Now, what do we think will happen to General Mark Milley? Nothing. Literally nothing will happen to him. He committed treason. He's guilty of treason, and nothing will happen to him.
Well, it's already obvious that he's a Democrat activist. He's a far-left activist that is in a general's position. I mean, you can tell this. You can tell it by the way he advertises that he wants to be teaching CRT to our military. He already said that. He's advertising that, that he wasn't a fan of Trump and he didn't like him. And he was talking with Pelosi about he's unstable. He's obviously compromised, to the far left. So yeah, rules for thee, but not for thee. Or rules for me, but not for thee. If I commit treason, I'm dead. General Milley here commits treason, he's going to be just fine. The Plank administration even goes on to say that they have the utmost confidence in him.
Of course they do, because he's going to push a leftist agenda. He's gonna buy into the woke military. He's gonna buy into to all of the leftist ideals, and he's gonna use his title as a general to validate it. So of course they want somebody like that.
Good job, Millie. You are the dumpster fire of the week, and you need to be tried for treason. That's the truth. Can he be court-martialed?
Well, I'm sure he could be, but he won't. Come on, they won't do that to him. They're gonna give him another star, is what they're gonna do. He'll get another star. They'll give him some sort of promotion to show, hey, you know what? You did such a good job just being a leftist hack that here you go. Here you go. Here's some sort of award or what. However they're gonna do that, that's what will happen with him. Where in fact he should be arrested and tried for treason. And there really isn't even a trial, because he admitted it what he did. I'm sorry, but admission of treason does not just get you out of it.
Well, I mean, he tried to mince his words and say, oh, well, I was just trying to give them a heads up. I thought he was unstable, but then he wasn't unstable. So he admitted it. It was treason. It is treason. And Biden's Build Back Better agenda is going really well. He really has built the Taliban and China back better. They are better off since he's been in there.
Bang up job, President Plank.
Good job, Plank.
All right. So, General Milley, you are the dumpster fire of the day. Good job. You knocked it out of the park. Actually did something just illegal and very, very much against your country and the general stability of the trust of the people trusting the government and military. You did a bang up job. You win the award. I couldn't be happier. Couldn't have went to a better person. Great job, Mark Milley, dumpster fire winner. And that concludes an episode of Just Two Brothers. We've came to the end of episode 4. If you got any ideas for any shows, put them in the comments. If you got anything to say at all, put it in the comments. Just keep in mind, if you're going to say something negative, I don't care about your feelings, and I don't care what you say.
If you have any ideas for Dumpster Fire of the Week, you want to send us anything, please put it in the comment section below. We will actually read them and check them out. So, please.
It's Just Two Brothers.